Hello and welcome back, listeners, to the Allegendly podcast, where me and my co-hosts get a mystery topic coupled with some mystery facts, and it's our job to figure out which facts are real and which facts are fake. My name is Alex, and with us always is Joe.
Here we go again. What's my weakness? Allegedly.
Nice. What's the band?
That's some dude. You don't know Salt and Pepper?
I know Salt and Pepper. You
don't know the opening to Deadpool? When
Guess
he's sitting
not.
on the bridge. That's the song he's singing.
He's just like kicking his feet off the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay. I know the song.
Yeah,
but I'm like, maybe I know more beats than I do lyrics.
You wanna, dude? You gotta shoot.
Oh, I know shoot. I know that part. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just lyrically dumb, I guess.
I was like, it's the opening lyric.
I'm sorry.
Like, it wasn't like a deep cut in that song.
Forgive. Yeah, some unknown song. Yeah. They're just like, throw it in there. We got the copyright for it. Just throw it in. Yeah. Well, forgive me. I'm lyrically stupid.
Just wanna ooh. You give me nice dreams.
All right. Well, let's jump into this podcast topic. See what we're dealing with today. So today's podcast topic is Thomas Jefferson's obsessions.
Oh, I bet one of them's chocolate.
Yeah, he likes some chocolate.
Yes,
and we're not even being. I think he loved chocolate.
He made his slaves make chocolate.
Oh my god!
He went to France and was like, "Have you had the chocolate?
Chocolate?
Yeah,
I think. Is he the one that went and took one of his slaves that was kind of like a mistress to France, and they just didn't have slavery there? Yeah, right. And so she was treated like an equal. Mm-hmm. Right? Because apparently France is a fucking baller at that point.
Yeah.
And
it's weird. They didn't have slavery, but I think they still had a king. You know, like, you're like, all right.
Look, dude, you gotta... Humanity has small
It's weird.
Parts. Like,
it's so weird in America. We're like, yeah, we got rid of monarchy. Freedom, bitch. Still owned people. I mean...
Sorry. The writer did correct me. It's obsession, not... No, plural. One.
Oh,
so
okay. So so it is Chuck.
We're just gonna come up with ping pong facts because apparently he loved ping pong. So
him and Forrest Gump,
they're just like both like.
So I met Thomas Jefferson. He showed me how to play ping pong
again.
So I met the ghost of an ex-president again.
Fucking A, dude. Oh shit. Well, I guess we'll
I learned French cooking.
So it says here, optional +1 bonus if you already know what this is about. I'm gonna say the old hot dog and taco situation he had going on.
His questionable consent.
Yeah. Was he married traditionally? Or was he a bachelor and just like fucking
That's a good question. I honestly don't know.
I want to say that he was married, but I'm probably wrong on that.
I don't know if he was married and his wife died. I don't know if he had kids outside of his relationships he had with the people that work.
Yep. So I'm assuming we're right on this, or at least close enough. So you ready to get to the first fact and see? I'm sure it's gonna lay it out for us here. All right.
Like if it's like reading, I'm gonna be shocked.
Dude, it's like writing everything.
Yeah. He loved he loved binding books. All right.
What if it's like he loved getting into fist fights with Benjamin Franklin? Dude.
Him and Ben Franklin would wear wool socks and zap each other up.
Yeah. Once he invented electricity, they couldn't stop zapping people. They loved it.
I guess at first electricity was just kind of a parlor trick. And so Benjamin Franklin would have people over to his house and he would just shock people.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Like that was it. Like that was the breadth of it. Like they're like, I've discovered electricity.
Wait.
That was it.
Okay, but think about this. Okay, everything's fire related. Everything's torches. You know, it's that time, right? And then you go to this dude's house, and he zaps you with electricity. That has to be the most like, you think this dude is controlling lightning.
That's a wizard. Like,
yeah.
You've met a wizard. Yeah.
It's like dude, somebody left. You know that, right? Somebody panicked
like,
after
also,
they got shocked and left. They're like, did he just kill me? Am I gonna die?
Like, Benjamin Franklin has a wizard's hairdo. Like, bald, just completely bald on top, long sides. Like, I assume that's just everyone in Westeros.
I don't think he would ever correct anybody either. I just don't think he cared.
Hell, there's no way. If someone called him a wizard, he'd be like, yes.
Especially if it helped him get laid. Dude, if that dude pulled tail by being a wizard, he's like, you know it, baby.
Yeah. You want to see my staff?
Yeah, my wizard staff.
Yeah. Alakazam.
You know, my battery's not the only thing that's going to shock you tonight.
Watch what happens when I rub this thing against wool.
Oh, dude, no, he didn't wrap it. You know that. Fuck that. Ridiculous.
Not Raw Dog Franklin. That guy.
God, dude.
He invented the term raw dog.
He probably did.
Yeah.
He's like, I said today is the day that marks I invented the term raw dog.
Dear diary.
April
2nd, 1782. I shall now be referred to as raw dog.
Raw dog. Is that before or after he invented the term bro?
Well, that was right after.
Right after. Okay. It has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. He invented the fist pump. I think it goes fist pump, bro, raw dog.
You know what? At this point, as much as we've learned about a lot of these things like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, all these motherfuckers, Andrew Jackson, it does not surprise me if they were acted like that. Like, if they were all bros, they would put their Oakleys on the back of their head. That's
little known fact. George Washington died in a skateboarding accident. He caught pneumonia from his empty pool.
Due to the nature of this, we're gonna have to bleed you.
Yeah. His last words were, "It was a sick grind, though."
He's like, interestingly enough, you have too much rad in your system right now. Is that fucking George Washington's like, I swear I was gleaming the cube.
Okay. Oh man.
So, well, I say we get into it because I think that's a good guess at least.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson, raw dog Jefferson.
Raw dog Jefferson? Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, then let's jump to fact number 1. Which ancient thing was Thomas Jefferson literally obsessed with for most of his life?
Slavery.
Is it A, magic, B, mummies, C, mastodons, or D, megaliths? Well, I don't think mastodons were even found yet. Yeah, right? He's just wearing a mastodon shirt.
Yeah, dude, he was just a real big fan.
Yeah. I don't think that was like dinosaurs. They didn't even know dinosaurs existed. Like that. Those like fossilized things.
I think some bones had been discovered. I don't know if they knew what they were yet. I think that's where like sea creatures and stuff came from. Like they just assumed they were like big whales or something.
Dude, I would love to be there at the ground floor in a time machine, like looking at somebody discover like a T-Rex femur for the first time.
Dude, Benjamin Franklin's a wizard. You've just discovered a dragon. Like,
yeah, dude. Because if I pulled a femur out that big, I'd be like, "This is not a cow. This doesn't look like a bear. This is an animal I know. The femur is bigger than my arm."
Yeah,
like that shit would blow your mind, dude.
Yeah, it was like, oh no, a giant lived here.
Yeah,
like,
I just
this
found
is where
Goliath.
the beanstalk used to be.
He fell to his death right here in America.
Yeah.
He fell in America.
Right here in Grand Rapids, Ohio.
So this is where he found the magic beans.
Yeah.
I got it now.
Fuck yeah.
Gone. So, which ancient thing? Well, sex is not on here, unless megaliths is an innuendo.
Could you give me the options one more time?
So was it A, magic, B, mummies, C, mastodons, or D, megaliths?
Mummies. I know mummies were, I think, I don't know if mummies were big yet.
when was the paint? I think that was more 1800s, I want to say.
Yeah. Because I know by like the end of the 1800s, there's a big Egyptian boom. But I think by this point, Napoleon's been to Egypt and like conquered part of that. So
what time frame was the Mummy?
That was the 1930s.
Okay, so we know it wasn't then.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
back it off 50
Rick
years.
O'Connell, not a part of this.
Not a part of it, no. So 50 years after, yeah, it had to be 1800s when they started pulling out like mummies.
I think that's when the big boom of mummies was.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say magic.
Yeah, I want to say magic, and I want to believe that there's a Thomas Jefferson was over at Ben Franklin's house, and Ben Franklin's like, I got a magic box. Touch the magic box.
Yeah.
And it just
see, like, hey, Tommy boy, watch this.
You know what's funny about that whole thing, though? Like, I'm sorry, shocking people with your little magic battery thing. Is everybody was still learning about electricity and how powerful it could be. So we just imagined it like it was like a tiny battery, and he just went, oh, it made my finger warm, like, no. Yeah. What if he was like, it's like a car battery? He's just like, boom, and just.
Well, I think like there was mishaps where shit caught on fire, and like people got knocked out sometimes because they didn't know the voltage, right? Like they were just fucking around.
Fucking psychotic Ben Franklin was just blasting people.
They didn't understand that you could stop someone's heart, and so like I think people like really got hurt sometimes. And like I think Benjamin Franklin had like knocked himself out like a few times and shit, like because they didn't understand how any of this worked.
It's just like it happens like boom.
But it's how he lost his top.
No way, don't fuck.
He just blew it up.
Oh my god.
Like people thought he was bald. No, it got burnt off.
Dude, that would be the funniest shit. Like
he was like, probably watch my electricity hat, and just.
He messed some people up, right? Like he blasted people with electricity.
I think like the dollop did a whole thing, and like some people were like, "Oh, I'm not fucking going over there. That guy's fucking crazy."
See, like okay,
people go over there like live in fucking fear.
Could a battery start a fire? Like not quickly, right? It doesn't have as much voltage.
I don't think a big one, but like it could certainly catch like your fabric on fire.
But what I mean is like normal battery, like so you put your tongue against like a 9-volt, right? And you're like right? Like that's I don't think that's enough to at least start fire quickly. He must have been blasting
like this is like we're talking like open arcs, right?
He's just sitting there like
yeah.
Here, come here real quick, check this out.
Yeah. We're talking like a taser. Like there's like basically two
coils, like
basically, yeah. Like this is like open electricity. It's not contained in any way. It's like it's basically like if you took two house wires and we're just like just touching shit. Yeah. Like it's that scene from Scary Movie 3 where he's just starting the dog's heart up with the fucking
God damn it. So yeah, it's magic. It's got to be magic. Thomas Jefferson was obsessed. Yeah, I would be too. If I saw that,
just like
I'd be
he's basically just sitting there shoving forks in outlets, and like just nobody fucking knows.
He's just sitting there and they're smoking their pipes. Like we have conquered God. So is it magic? Is that the winner?
I'm gonna go with magic.
Sweet.
All right. I can see Jefferson being like, no, alchemy's real.
Yeah. I saw a guy do it.
I turned lead into gold.
I just did it. So, all right. So then for fact number 1, what ancient thing was Thomas Jefferson literally obsessed with for most of his life? We're going to say A, magic. 3, 2, 1, bam. No, it was mastodons.
Dude had good taste.
You were right.
I mean, I didn't actually think that was the real answer.
The Lord giveth you the answer, bro. God.
Fucking did.
So this is from Atlas Obscura and Wikipedia. If it was a day ending in Y, Thomas Jefferson was probably thinking about mastodons, the woolly mammoth's North American cousin. He daydreamed about mastodons. He talked about mastodons. He wrote about them, theorized about them, and genuinely generally could not stop thinking about them. This was not a secret obsession either. He had a large collection of mastodon bones that he would scatter about the White House floor like a psychopath when visitors would stop by. People
That's
also,
awesome.
dude, he was like a Pokemon collector, but with like mastodon bones.
That's rad, dude.
He's like, check this out. You want to see
Man,
some freaky
we used to do
shit?
cool stuff at the White House. It used to just be off the fucking chain.
Oh, dude, don't let the mastodon bones come near Trump. He'll be like, gold plate them, wrap them in gold. Yeah, fucking. So it says here, people also regularly sent him interesting bones and fossils they found in the field. In 1792, a colonel sent him some bones from a Virginia cave that included arms, legs, and enormous claws. By comparing them to the bones of modern animals, Jefferson summarized that it was a large carnivorous cat, at least 3 times the size of a lion. He wrote up a paper on the discovery and named it Megalonyx, meaning big claw.
No.
While he was right about finding a new species, he got the animal completely wrong. It was not a big cat at all, but a 2,000-pound ground sloth that had roamed North America about 150,000 years ago. Still an important discovery, Jefferson sloth was officially named Megalonyx jeffersoni in his honor, though you probably know it better as Sid from the Ice Age movies.
Obviously.
As soon as I saw Sid, I was like, Megalonyx jeffersoni.
Yeah. Oh, big claw? Obviously.
You see how high he is up on the, by the mastodon?
Ain't no average sloth.
That's no average, yeah. He was huge. Yeah, that's wild. I did not think they knew about mastodons at that time.
All right.
Weird. It's weird.
That's crazy.
He was obsessed from day one to the... Like, I wonder... Do you ever think sometimes, like, if you ever got, like, ridiculously famous? Because, like, Thomas Jefferson got famous older, right? Like, he was in his 40s, I think, or 30s,
sure.
Right? So, in that time frame, he became world-renowned. People study him. People study him so much, they know that he has a mastodon obsession.
Yeah.
Does that make you want to be into cooler stuff just in case everybody learns everything about your life?
No.
Like, I don't want somebody being like, Alex, he was an interesting fellow. He was obsessed with Pokemon. He had a weird obsession with Warhammer. He would strew all his models across the floor.
He would not shut up about it.
He would glitter the White House with all his paints.
Yeah. No, I will proudly say, like, I can't wait to meet Vin Diesel. Like, send me all the Fast and Furious shit.
Yeah, like, dude, you got to send him stuff to you. I'm trying to identify this part from the movie.
Oh my god,
like,
could you imagine? Could you imagine if you got famous enough and Vin Diesel sent you scripts? Like, I'm thinking about this one for my new one. I'm like, oh my god.
Would you? The problem is, though, would we ever turn
Riddick 6? What the fuck is this?
You would never turn him down, though. You're a bad choice. If he wanted the Yes Man, you're like, you're reading it, you're like, I love it. Greenlit. Next.
Oh my god.
How much you need? $300 million? Yeah, sure.
No, like, here's the thing, though. We'd agree that The Rock was bad for Fast and Furious. We'd get along great.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, no. Here's the thing that makes Fast and Furious 6 superior. And he'd be like, yes. Go on. I'm like, basically, it's a Michael Mann movie. He's like, fucking finally, someone gets it.
And you chest bump. And you go get some beers. Oh, Coronas. So Vin Diesel's your Mastodon, huh?
Also, I'm a big fan of Mastodon, so if they just wanted to send me new albums, I'd be cool with it.
Yeah, this is what we were thinking of. And you're like, excellent.
Or just like, I mean, hey, would you like to join a listening party? Like, fuck yeah, all
right, excellent. Cool,
sweet.
Cool.
Right up.
All right, well, then we know what band we'll pump if you want to sponsor us.
And clearly, I love good van art.
There you go.
Send
us copies.
Yeah.
I love purple mattress, send me purple mattress, yeah.
Look, not a lot of people know this. I love AG1. I drink that green shit every day.
Yes, yeah, I can attest.
I'm kind of obsessed with pre and probiotics.
Send me some samples, please.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with. I don't need a weird hobby. I'm cool with just free shit.
That's good because I probably do need new hobbies. They're like, he was weirdly obsessed with Godzilla. So
I mean, yeah.
he was Van Helsing like almost every Halloween. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Fact number 2. Jefferson became obsessed with mastodons because he thought it would paralyze an enemy with fear if you rode in on one of those bitches into...
Fucking true. Also, if our obsession with Warhammer teaches us anything.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say that. Like, I honestly, if I got hit with a mastodon running at me, I'd take a battle shock test for sure. I'd fail it.
Even Legolas and Gimli were a little shook when the Oliphants showed up.
Dude, they were huge.
Yeah.
Anybody that's not shook by those were dragons, but like elephants. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. So like, yeah. Obviously,
that the reason why I think it's true, and it might not be, but the reason why is because when kids are obsessed with things, they imagine like how cool it'd be to like go fight a bully. You know, like I'd like to see, you know, this bully pick on me. Hey, meet my friend Godzilla. Yeah, fuck, you're not gonna do anything. You can't. He's huge. Get him. You know, like,
look, that's literally the plot to Ice Age, right? Sid hides behind fucking the big woolly mammoth.
Thomas Jefferson did karate in his garage, right? Like, he did.
He invented nunchucks.
He did, because he's sitting in there just like, you're a mastodon, mastodon.
When I get good at this, no one's gonna fuck with me, man.
Dude, he's just sitting there.
Thomas Jefferson collected katanas.
How long has karate chopping wood been around? I mean, I knew it was a Japanese, you know, martial arts, Chinese martial arts thing, but like, do you think he was ever saw like a board somebody's building and he's like, Gah!
And it failed, and he was like,
if that was a mastodon, that wouldn't have failed.
I wasn't in focus. All right, set it up. No, set it up like this. Between
hold
the two.
Hold it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say true to this. This has to be true. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that just makes sense.
So we're gonna go true on fact number 2. Jefferson became obsessed with mastodons because he thought riding it would paralyze an enemy with fear if you rode in on one of those bitches into battle. We're gonna go true. 3, 2, 1. Bam. Oh, no, it's false. Oops.
What?
Yeah, we fucked up.
But it is true. It would terrify him.
We thought... You heard it here first, folks. It's terrifying if a mastodon ran at you during a war. Like, if we had mastodons during like Desert Storm or the war in Iraq, that shit would be over.
No fucking brainer, man.
Yeah, they'd see that mastodon, like SEAL Team 6 riding mastodons. They're like, fuck
look,
it.
I'm just saying,
give them Osama bin Laden. Like, we're done. We're cooked.
Fuck. I was just about to say it. I was like, dude, if we had mastodons, we would have gotten bin Laden instant.
Obama's just like, send in the mastodons. That it wouldn't be a SEAL team either. It'd be like Mastodon Team 6.
Yeah.
Dude, why does it sound like a 90s cartoon? Right? Like, Mastodon Riders.
Fucking SWAT Cats meets Mastos.
Like, oh, dude. Okay, so it says here, this is from Atlas Obscura. Jefferson was known as a soft-spoken, conflict-avoidant, passive-aggressive nerd, not as a battle badass. Okay, I'm going to say one thing. Though. He thought of it.
I guess he didn't write it down. I guess he didn't practice karate.
No, he did. He's passive-aggressive. You don't think Mr. Miyagi was passive-aggressive? He was conflict-avoidant.
Mr. Miyagi was tormented by his past.
Okay, but like, listen here. You learn karate, so you don't have to do karate. Okay? So you don't have to fight. Thanks, Mr. Miyagi. Namaste. So it says here, the real reason, in 1766, an asshole French naturalist named George Buffon published, quote, The Theory of American Degeneracy, end quote, wherein he posited that the animals of North America were weaker, smaller, sadder, and generally shittier than the animals of the old world. This was a Reddit troll. That's a Reddit
This
post.
led to degeneracy?
The theory of American...
Cause your woolly mammoths weren't as cool as fucking
yeah.
What?
You don't really have a whole lot of lions over there, do you, America?
Fucking oh sure, fucking Captain Britain over here. Get the fuck out.
Dude, so it says here, he claimed the cold, wet North American environment caused plants and animals to degenerate, made their insides more liquidy, and therefore inferior to their hardened, drier Old World counterparts. Okay, there is one place
Because
on
it
there.
apparently doesn't rain
I
over there.
will say though, that makes sense for like Australia. Like if this guy like went to Australia once and he's like, this shit is
That's not the
crazy.
Old World.
I'm just saying, he's like, this shit's crazy over here. North America doesn't have jellyfish that'll literally insta kill you.
No, I mean, yeah, no, this is like but he's saying that Europe has better shit. Like,
Oh yeah, that's definitely
so clearly this man hasn't
world,
been to Australia.
So it says here, the theory of American degeneracy is gobbled up by every motherfucker in Europe who could read. Buffin had never even been to North America, yet confidently claimed the soil is shit, the plants are shit, and the animals are shit. And while he didn't outright say that the Americans were shit, it was very clearly that was the clear implication. Other naturalists had no problem saying the quiet part out loud. While completely unscientific, it fed into early prejudices about the Americas and the degenerates in it, and it reinforced ideas of European superiority. Therefore, it was a raging success, immediately accepted as fact and wrongly persisted for nearly a century. Well, the idea that someone would just draw some arbitrary line to declare his group of people inferior to another group of people, and that everyone just believed it simply because it played into their existing biases was super offensive to our boy TJ. He became obsessed with proving Buffin wrong.
Also, clearly neither of these guys been to fucking Africa.
No.
Like, you see one fucking Nile crocodile and you will shut the fuck up instantly.
Like, dude, like, yeah, you see like a rhino and you're like, what the hell is that?
You know what? Yeah, our animals are bitches.
Yeah, like we don't. And you know what? I'm happy about that. I'm grateful. I don't have to worry about a rhino.
You know what? I'm cool. I don't want to live in Jurassic Park, man. Like,
for real. I mean, we do get our fair share. We get some bears.
For sure. Like, there's things here that can fuck you up, but like, you know, I would never want to be at a watering hole in the savannah.
No. that is such a Redditor. That's a Reddit post. Like, that guy was just like, you know what? We're better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have over there? Soft, squishy
it's just
animals?
Like fucking wet and like mush. It makes people's insides mushy. I bet the kids don't even go outside.
So the writer says, to clarify, Old World equaled Europe, Africa, and Asia.
Oh,
New World,
Africa. Okay, Africa's a part of it. Maybe this guy's on to something.
I mean, but here's the thing, though. He never been there. What it did was this guy was bitter over like
this guy just wanted to talk shit about America.
Did they? Was this after? Oh no. Okay. 1766. Okay, no, this is 10 years before the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
This shit probably stoked it. Holy crap. Think about it. This dude comes out and he's like, you animals are soft over there. They got nothing. They're basically puddles that can walk. And they're nothing.
Fucking Washington's just like, what'd you say, motherfucker? What'd you say, motherfucker?
Yeah, and then fucking Thomas Jefferson's like, dude, hold my Atlas Obscura. I'm gonna go find this shit.
Oh, he wrote such a passive-aggressive letter.
It said, writer said, decades this feud went on. Could you imagine? Okay, wait a minute. Go with me on this.
The postal service at this time.
Dude, go with me on this journey for a second. Civil War, or the Revolutionary War is in full swing, right? Yeah. Thomas Jefferson's at the Capitol doing his thing, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then one night, Buffin just rolls back into his head. And he's like, that motherfucker. Like, he's tired, he's beat up. He's been doing a ton of shit for the war. He thinks he can't keep going on. And then he remembers Buffin's fucking the American degenerate. And it lights that fire again.
And this
you know what I mean?
He's like, wait till I show you my fucking mammoth bone.
You come over to the White House, I will show you. This shit is crazy.
Dude, I want to hit you with a fucking femur the size of your fucking leg. Again, you see my fucking sloth claw?
Yeah. For you, yeah, you get those little itty bitty sloths over there. We get these fucking tower size, but disgustingly big sloths.
Yeah.
Well, we're 0-2. That's not a good start
not
for us.
great.
I know.
We're not crushing this.
All right, let's see if we can redeem ourselves in fact number 3. Fact number 3. One of the reasons Thomas Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark out on their famous expedition out west was that he wanted them to bring back a live mastodon, which he would then forward to that asshole Frenchman Buffin and say, "See, we have big cool animals here too, you piece of shit."
There's no way he thought they were still alive, right?
I think he would have.
I can see him being like, "Hey, if you find bones,
I think
fuck it. Let's go with the cool answer."
Like, well, did Lewis and Clark, were they around during Jefferson?
Thomas Jefferson sent them.
Really? Okay. Well, I really don't know the story
because of the Louisiana Purchase, right? Thomas Jefferson was president for the Louisiana Purchase. So
okay, and then
they were trying to find a passage, basically from Missouri to the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I remember like the goal, but I love thinking it. He late night, the oil lamps are just full blaze.
I love I think it's like a Mission Impossible thing. It's like if you choose to accept this. Oh, and one more thing. If you happen to come across a mastodon, look, I bet you're wondering what the giant cage is for.
If you've noticed,
I don't think you can actually get a full-size mastodon. That's why I sent you a baby mastodon cage.
Yeah. Listen, I included a bunch of extra rope and an extra big saddle. In case you need to ride it back.
Yeah. Maybe we can start a mammoth trail and we can just ride over the Rockies.
For the amount that they drunk at that time, how could this not been a request? I'd like to think it was a completely sober, serious request, but you know what? 50-50 split. He's like, "Hey, dude, if you see a mastodon, bring it back.
Fuck it, yeah.
Rock on." You know.
Look, I got this French dude who's a real piece of shit. We're gonna blow his tits off, okay?
He's been a thorn in my ass.
Look,
for 10
fuck
years.
grizzly bears, dude. Give me a fucking man.
Bring one of them mastodons back.
Fucking, I showed him my sloth claw, and he was like, "We got bigger sloths." Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. You know what? Show him. I ran at him during battle on a mastodon.
Fucking, if I ever see this dude in real life, I'm gonna fucking nunchuck him in the face.
Yeah, I think it's a 50-50 split that it was both either a sober reaction, like a request, or a drunk one. It has to be true.
Like to think it was a sober one because I like the idea of just like, look, I know it's crazy, but, and he just slides a piece of paper over with his drawings of a mastodon exhibit. Like, he's just like, if you happen to see one of these hanging around.
It's got a little version of him too. Like a little stick figure. That's also, the size comparison.
Like, if you happen to look over the schematics for a saddle and send me back notes, that'd be cool.
Dude, fucking, could you imagine Lewis and Clark at that point if they get that request? That's a possibility. Like, that's a trusted political figure asking them to go out and find a mastodon, right? And now they're like, that's some shit we have to look out for.
You know, they got to Missouri and they're like, no fucking way, right? They're like, no fucking way. Like,
no fucking. Dude, yeah,
like if we see one, we run, right?
Like, who is the their guide?
Sacagawea.
Yes, you know Sacagawea. They're like, look,
they pass the piece of paper. So, have you seen one of these hanging around? And they're like, no. What are you fucking talking about?
They're like,
the conspiracy goes deeper than we thought.
They're keeping all the mastodons for themselves.
They're hiding all the gold and the mastodon.
All right, I say we go true. You sound good?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go true on fact number 3, that one of the reasons why Thomas Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark out on their famous expedition is to get a mastodon. 3, 2, 1, bam. It is true. We did it.
Hey, we staved off another 0.
We did. So this is from Vox and Atlas Obscura. In the 18th century, they did not yet understand the concept of extinction. So Jefferson believed that if you could find a mastodon bones, then the giant beast must be running around here somewhere. Lewis and Clark did collect hundreds of specimens, and even sent Jefferson a live prairie dog and a magpie. But no live mastodon to send to Buffin's bitch ass. Undeterred, Jefferson set out to prove Buffin a liar in other ways. He asked all his friends to send him measurements of animals they found in the wild. In the middle of setting up a new government, he got James Madison to measure the distance between the anus and the vulva on a weasel. He wrote it all up in charts with notations.
That's like the taint, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, wait till you see the measurement on this weasel taint?
Well, I mean, like, I think he's going for. Listen,
Jefferson got desperate.
Listen, no. If you send him measurements of like that's the taint on a weasel, that's a fucking huge. That's a big weasel. Unless he's all taint, you know. Unless the vagina is like up on the chest, you know. The
length of the big weasel. That's a fucked up vulva.
That is an extinct weasel now. They're here about one of those. Oh, you don't know about the famous chest vaginas on the weasels? I did not.
Oh, you don't know? You didn't know about the weasel? The what? Yeah, well, it's the vulva weasel. We call it the weasel.
Watch out. They're aggressive. He said he wrote it up in charts and notations. It says American elk, absolute units. American bears would eat your bears for breakfast. American beavers. You've never seen a bigger beaver than America's beaver. Those are quotes. That's in quotes.
I love it. Like, it was probably like, yeah, you never seen a bigger beaver than your mom's.
Oh, yeah, and he invented it. Yeah. It says Buffin gave zero shits. Perhaps he needed physical proof. Jefferson wrote to everyone he knew, asking for someone to kill the largest bull moose they could find and send it to the fuckface in Paris. One look at a moose, and he will surely fall to his knees and apologize for being so wrong. Well, this time the carcass got there, and it was severely decomposed. The hair was falling off, and worst of all, the friend fucked him all over and wrapped the moose antlers, which were much smaller, with some much smaller deer antlers. This rotting bag of bones didn't impress anyone, and Jefferson looked like an asshole. Buffin responded by publishing another book about Americans' lip dick wildlife, then died. Dude,
man,
could you imagine that? Hey, these guys, the newest president, or I guess they would say king of America because they really don't know. The newest king of America just sent us a care package saying, suck on this, Buffin. They just pop the crate open, and it's just a rotting mound of flesh. It stinks. It's probably leaking.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, what? Like, he sent him a prank is what he did. And he's like, it's going to be great.
Also, Thomas Jefferson died before you would ever know, but, like, his kingdom for a camera, man.
Yeah. Oh, like, my God.
How much easier life got when you could just take a fucking picture and shit.
I know. Well, yeah, he has to doodle it. You ever see shit like this? Check that out. Look at that.
Look. Before it was a bag of bones, it was a fucking unit. You don't know.
Oh, shit. Jefferson was actually there in France. They were together when it was unveiled. I give you the moose. It's just like...
It just flies.
This bloated carcass of leaking juices and gases.
What's this?
I like to think it burst in mid, reveal. Yeah. It's like...
Just... Ironically, the beaver made it.
You know what's funny? After learning all this shit, Thomas Jefferson's way closer to Trump than I thought.
Man, this guy's kind of off his rocker, right?
Like, he could not let it go. Like,
insane.
Somebody told Trump.
Insane thing.
Somebody told Trump he had small hands, and forever he could not let it go.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's a huge.
Probably
the biggest. I met Shaq. Little guy, little hands.
Yeah. I would have said you'd been a better ball player if you had bigger hands.
Yeah. I always told him you probably get some free throws in if you have a little bit bigger hands.
He couldn't let it go. Dude, this is the funniest.
Crazy, dude.
And it's so funny that Buffin is like not even phased. He's like,
because that's the whole thing. Like, the guy just wanted to talk shit, and Jefferson's just not. He's like, no, I'll turn him around.
Dude, talk about America failing to success. Like this had to be so embarrassing. Like, we just won the Revolutionary War, right? Like, we did it. We pushed back the biggest military on the planet and won our independence. It's a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Jefferson is not the first president, if you didn't know, right? and so, like, we're already established. A lot of this shit is the gears are turning in the United States, right?
Yeah.
We are a working government, and he just fails. It's just a series of failures, like flops.
Dude, like, here's the thing. They had salted meat. Like, you could have preserved something.
Yeah, they could have put something I mean, why not just keep the bones? Like, why not just skin it and bone it together or something?
I'm so confused why you were just like, fuck it, crate it up.
Like, rotting flesh had to be known, right? Like, people let things die and they rot. Like, they knew.
This had to come all the way across the country and then over an ocean.
Yeah.
How did you not know it was going to rot?
Maybe they packed it with salt. Maybe they tried or something.
I don't know. They were just like, well, it was kind of cold. I don't know.
Yeah. The ocean's a cold place. Just dunk it in water as we go along.
I mean,
just dragging a moose carcass through the ocean. Like, it'll preserve it. It's fine.
The confidence. And he's like, wait till he sees this. Fuck, this will turn him right around.
Yeah. This is going to put America on the map.
Case closed, Frenchie.
I'm going to call this the American Revolution Part 2.
Yeah. This is going to be the greatest thing since I invented magic.
Since Benjamin Franklin became a wizard.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, we got it true. We did it. We staved off a fucking
dude.
Good for us. I mean, I think we only have 4 questions this week, so we needed that one. We needed that one.
Oh boy, a solid 50%, maybe.
All right, here we go. Fact number 4. Buffon's theory of American degeneracy came up in conversation at a dinner party in France with Benjamin Franklin and some other Americans present. Franklin readily dispatched it as nonsense using just 2 words. Quote, unquote, stand up. He's going to fight him. That's a fighting thing. He's not a pacifist. You don't get that passionate. So, no, you're right. He's squared up. He's like, the guy's like...
I feel like Benjamin Franklin was the kind of guy that hit you with a cane.
Oh, he caned pretty hard.
Fucking cane him. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, this ain't Governor Morris, dude. Governor Morris, he would have squared up with his one leg, his cannon leg.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He'd have been like, all right, motherfuckers, let's go. Just like...
He would have taken the leg off.
Yeah. He's like, this is just gonna slow me down.
Yeah. I'm faster with just the one. I've been holding a secret too. I also only have one leg.
Yeah. Dude, here's the thing. Like, this is so American, on the nose American. It has to be true.
It has to be.
Yeah, like
stand up. But I also bet it's some Benjamin Franklin shit. Like, he's gonna make this person stand up and be like, see? Only idiots would stand or whatever.
See, Benjamin Franklin, I always thought he was more intellectually driven. I don't have a lot of stories where you know what he did? That stand up was for, stand up, check out my magic box.
Yeah. Stand up, and then he shocks him.
How's this for weak Americans? Boom.
That's called a cattle prod, bitch.
We use this to fight off the Mastodons. Not so tough, are you now?
I've harnessed fucking lightning, fucker.
Yeah. What did you do in Britain? Ooh, whale oil.
I have lightning in a box.
It's a wooden box that I carry.
I'm a fucking god. Zeus has nothing on me.
Stand up, good sir.
Olympus trembles before me.
Dude, yeah, he's holding the box up and he's like, Jesus wept. Yes. That's what happened. I think that was Benjamin Franklin squaring up. I think he just...
Yeah, sure.
They won that... Dude, these are... I mean, they've seen some shit, for sure. The Revolutionary War was crazy, and it probably left a lasting impact. But at the end of the day, these are rich frat boys. Okay.
Yeah,
They were rich frat boys. And I would not doubt they're in the United States, right? Oh no, it was in France.
They're in France.
It was France. So
yeah.
And he came up. I don't know.
Also, like Benjamin Franklin was a huge celebrity in France.
Yeah, people loved him.
Like, so like this is like the most popular man in the country being like, fucking let's do.
It's like him and the king.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
like he walked around and like people like were fanboys of Benjamin Franklin.
I say we
and
go
so
true.
for him to do that, it's like, oh shit.
Fuck, you pissed off Benny Franks?
Whoa, fucking Raw Dog Frankie?
Dude.
Oh fuck.
The only time I've ever seen him pissed off is when he can't raw dog that night, dude. Yeah, she asked him to rap it. That was terrible. Fuck. He was mad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go true. Fuck it.
Yeah. Let's go. Right. Fucking Raw Dog Franks, of course.
We got it. We got to bet on the Franks, dude. All right, we're gonna go true on fact number 4 that Buffin's theory of American degeneracy came up in a conversation in a dinner party in France, and Benjamin Franklin ended it by telling him to stand up. 3, 2, 1, bam! It is true. Yeah. So this is from Atlas Obscura and NPR. While Thomas Jefferson spent decades trying to debunk Buffin's theories using logic, reason, specimens, writings, and science, the ever-pragmatic Ben Franklin was able to prove the broader point with one simple command at a dinner party. Stand up. The Americans towered over the vertically challenged French, making it painfully and immediately obvious that not all things from America are smaller, weaker, sadder, and shittier than Europe. In fact, it sort of looked like the opposite might be true. They were temporarily embarrassed, but anyone who has argued with I just like his policies, end quote, half-empty wine glass knows that cognitive dissonance plus superiority is the ultimate human boss fight. It heals right back after taking damage and has unlimited second health bars. It has to want to die before you can defeat it. So in spite of Jefferson's scientific calculations, James Madison carefully inspected a weasel's taint for science, and Franklin's "let's all whip our dicks out then, shall we?" rhetoric, the French went right back to believing themselves superior and America's insides more watery, because that is what they wanted to believe, so they would ever overcome a sexy superiority narrative. You might as well embarrass them at the dinner party at every opportunity.
Yeah, except now we're the French. Ugh. No, like the tables have turned. Like if a Frenchman asked me to stand up, I'd be like, no.
We're like Timu French, dude.
Yeah, we're like, no, you're the big boy. Like, I'm fine. Like we're like Charlie Brown is like, all I got was Trump. Like
I got a Trump. See, I at this point I don't even think I'd be like embarrassing them. I'd be like, I would be writing the American degeneracy. I'd be like, yeah, we fucking suck.
Look, our insides are mushy.
Yeah, we're pretty watery. Like, I don't know, we suck. All our animals.
I mean, sure,
suck.
our weasel taints are bigger, but what does that count for?
Yeah, I mean, we got some crazy weasel taint out here, but other than that, I love that. At least he stood up, dude. I don't even think Ben Franklin was that notably like big. Was he?
I mean, I guess just compare, like watch, they were both just like 6 foot.
Yeah, or like he's like 5'10", and then the French was like
just
5'8".
People were so teeny back then.
Yeah, he's like Tom Cruise. Like Tom Cruise would have been a giant back then. Like he's just a monster.
Tom Cruise would have been the average, right?
Yeah, he'd fit right in. Nobody would. Yeah, the short people were way shorter. So, all right, well. We know what, we got a solid 2 out of 2 this week. I'm pretty happy with that.
Putting some polish on that one, huh?
We did. We polished that turd quickly because we started off with the dookie, dude. That was not a good. We didn't even get the bonus point. We thought he was gonna railing some chocolate.
Not like you bring up Thomas Jefferson and Obsession. I'm not gonna go with. I bet he liked ancient elephants.
Yeah, that's not. You know what? He loved mastodon taint.
Yeah,
that's what he liked.
That guy just loved sending James Madison out to measure weasels.
So the writer actually, augmented this. She said he conceded that, so Ben Franklin conceded that he himself wasn't very tall, but he argued he was basically a wizard and a product of America.
Fuck yeah. I'm a fucking...
I'd show you. I got this box that will blow your mind back at home.
Fucking taste my lightning, fucker.
You fucker. I dare, dude. That has to travel fast, right? He's like, touch this button.
No.
Yeah, trust me. Do you think he tried? No. I don't know what no is in French. Is it just no?
No, sounds good.
Yeah, we all common. But yeah, so we got 2 wrong, 2 right, and no bonus, so 2 out of 4. 50%. Still a failure, but you know what? I'll take it.
Look,
Mastodon, it's Mastodon facts. I didn't know.
I didn't see it coming.
That's very interesting, though. We learned something. We learned.
Ironically, didn't see the Mastodon coming.
I didn't. Nah, it's so big. I didn't even see it coming.
Terrified us.
Oh shit! All right. Well, you want to close this one out?
That's it. That's this one, and we want to see you again next week. We're here every Monday, so go ahead, hit the buttons, hit all the buttons. A button, hit it. Even if it's the thumbs down one, we'll take the engagement.
Yeah, we need it.
You know. And follow us on the socials, Blue Sky and TikTok at Allegendly. Feel free to email all your Mastodon facts to allegendly@gmail.podcast.com or allegendly.podcast@gmail.com. Right? I was like, I'll get it right eventually. Words are fucking hard.
Send Joe all your suspected bones that you find in your fields. Like he wants all the bones.
Honestly, if you want to start mailing us weasel taints,
don't say that.
I'm okay with that.
There's a lot of crazy people. We're just gonna get a bloody.
You know what? We live in the age of photographs. If you're a weasel taint measurer, send us some photos of what your job is because I'm curious. Honestly,
hey. $150K a year. That's all he does.
Somehow hasn't been cut by Doge.
Yeah.
Weird. Trump's Elon's a big fan, apparently.
It's so important to keep it the weasel taints.
Look, we accidentally canceled weasel taints for like a minute, but then we corrected the mistake.
We sent him a letter.
We still haven't got the Ebola research back on.
It's like, hey, don't cancel weasel taints, man.
Look,
like make weasel taints legal.
Yeah. Look, make weasel taints legal again. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't want to look at our ugly mugs, of course, the audio version of this podcast is wherever you find your podcast. And until next time, go ride a Mastodon.
Yeah. Here, touch this electrical load. Touch these wires.
Yeah. Allegedly does not condone the use of actually touching live wires. You should not do this for safety and health.